Jeopardy has been a consistently high-ranking primetime program for decades, and countless historically noteworthy moments have happened. Fans of the show are pretty familiar with the rules of the game, but there are still plenty of questions we have about how Jeopardy works behind the scenes. From Jeopardy's rigorous audition process to its host's daily work routine, in this facts-packed video we'll be looking at several behind-the-scenes secrets that contestants of Jeopardy have revealed about their time on the show. The crew watches the contestants fill out their wages during Final Jeopardy. Right before asking the final question on an episode of Jeopardy, contestants must wager a chunk of their earnings after being provided with the category of the clue. The last round, Final Jeopardy, is pretty tense. More often than not, the winner of this round ends up being the overall victor for the game. Jeopardy crew members observe the contestants as they write down their wagers during the final commercial break before the clue is given. They do this for a number of reasons. For one, they don't want contestants jotting down any inappropriate content. But more importantly, they want to make sure their wagers are legible. In one instance, a contestant was asked to rewrite their wager when the top of their 9 wasn't plump enough and wouldn't look right on television. This also prevents contestants from claiming their wager was one thing when it was really another. For example, it would be easy for a player to claim that an oddly written 1 was actually a 7 or vice versa. The show was originally pitched as What's the Question? Jeopardy is unique in the way contestants aren't simply providing the answers to a variety of trivia questions. They instead are provided with the answers in the form of a clue and have to come up with the appropriate corresponding question. So the original title the show was pitched as, What's the Question, was pretty fitting. But when a network exec pointed out there weren't enough Jeopardys in the show, the name was subsequently changed. Before we tell you more secrets about Jeopardy, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. It first aired in 1964 with Art Fleming as host. Fleming served as the host of both the daytime and nighttime early versions of Jeopardy from 1964 to 79 when NBC canceled it due to lack of viewership. The primetime syndicated incarnation debuted in 1984 when an updated version of Jeopardy premiered with Alex Trebek as host. Various spin-off series were later launched in the years that followed, including Jep, a children's version of the quiz show that aired on the Game Show Network from 1998 to 99 and later on Discovery Kids through late 2004. And Rock and Roll Jeopardy, which debuted on VH1 in 1998 and wrapped up in 2001. Trebek interacted with the audience between commercial breaks. Jeopardy isn't broadcast live, but it is recorded in front of a studio audience. To make things easier for the editors, the show is taped in the same time allotment as if it were filmed live. That essentially means that whenever the show goes to a commercial break, the game pauses for the same amount of time those ads would last. Alex Trebek made sure this time wasn't wasted. In between breaks, he would interact with the audience and allow people to ask questions they might have. According to past contestants and audience members, people would typically ask Alex a combo of personal and professional questions. Both Jeopardy hosts died of pancreatic cancer. Art Fleming died of the disease in 1995. Alex Trebek fell victim to the particularly aggressive form of cancer in 2020, 2 years after he first announced his stage 4 diagnosis. While pancreatic cancer mortality rates have been improving substantially, the disease is still considered largely incurable. The American Cancer Society says that for all stages of the disease combined, the 1-year survival rate is about 20%, with the 5-year survival rate being 9%. So the fact that Trebek lived as long as he did with stage 4 pancreatic cancer was a bit of a miracle. Even so, the Canadian host is sorely missed by all his fans. The home audience never saw Trebek's flubs or when contestants challenged incorrect answers. Even though Jeopardy is known for being a show that's renowned for providing information that's accurate, mistakes sometimes happen. Glitches and mishaps are unavoidable, although they're edited out of the finished episode before it airs. When Jeopardy hits the air, it also omits some of the show's other components. Sometimes a contestant will challenge clues and answers they believe inaccurate. Viewers at home never see this process. Trebek never met contestants until taping day. By all accounts, Alex was always pleasant, albeit a bit distant with contestants. He never interacted with them until the day of a show's taping. This was so he didn't develop a rapport with anyone and later be accused of favoritism. Over the years, however, Trebek did let his hair down a bit and open up with his contestants. In later seasons, he would make a point to talk with them at the conclusion of a game. Trebek spent 90 minutes before each taping studying the answers, jotting down notes, and looking for anything he saw as objectionable. No one could have ever accused Trebek of taking his job lightly. His involvement in the show ran deep, and he took QA very seriously before each taping. It's known that Alex would read and make notes about all the answers and clues to ensure there wasn't any glaring issue with any of them. He would even compare his notes with the show's producers, writers, and researchers to make sure everything was on the up and up. Each morning, he would be handed the games at around 7:30 a.m. He would spend about an hour and a half working on them before going into a production meeting with Jeopardy's producers and writers to review the material to see if there were any issues. Contestants must bring 3 outfits. Jeopardy streamlines the production process by filming 5 games per day. This means contestants who go on to play another game will have to change their clothes between tapings so it looks like it's a different day. Because of this, they're required to bring 3 outfits to wear when competing. This also suggests contestants aren't expected to win more than 3 times. If they do win more than 3 games in a row, they'll have to mix and match with the outfits they brought to the studio with them. Julia Collins, a contestant who won 20 games, got to the point where she said she had worn all of her sweaters multiple times before being dethroned. The personal anecdotes Trebek asked contestants about came from pre-screening questions. Before appearing on the show, contestants must provide the show's producers with personal information that the show would later use as material for Trebek's half-minute one-on-one sessions. Contestants provide this info by filling out a 32-question screening form. Some of the questions ask them about their philosophical views, while others fish for odd and unusual facts about their personal and professional lives. Before each taping, coordinators coach contestants about how they'll respond to these questions so the segment goes as smoothly as possible. Merv Griffin, Jeopardy's creator, also came up with Wheel of Fortune. Wheel is filmed at the same Sony Pictures lot in Culver City, California. Wheel of Fortune debuted in 1975, and like Jeopardy, it's been going strong ever since. From 1965 to 86, Griffin also hosted his own talk show, The Merv Griffin Show. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you still watch Jeopardy now that Alex Trebek has passed on? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Facts First as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Facts First, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos.